Hello, in this video we're going to go through Learning Target 221A, which is talking about our characteristics of quadratic graphs. If you weren't in class, you can skip this exploration part and move to the bottom. So the first thing we want to do is we are going to go through some characteristics of quadratics. And our new unit is all about quadratic functions. So we're going to start by defining a quadratic function. So this is a function with a highest exponent, which remember is called the degree of 2. So in our linear unit, you remember that our equations were y equals mx plus b, and we were just dealing with x's. Now we're going to have x squareds for our quadratics. Quadratics are also called parabolas. And a parabola is just the mathematical way to say that it is U-shaped, or it can be upside down U-shaped. So that shape specifically is a parabola. And you can use the word quadratic and parabola interchangeably. Then we have our vertex, which is our XY point in the center of the parabola. If it is a U-shaped, that point is a minimum. And if it is an upside down U-shaped, that vertex is a maximum. And if I'm going too fast through these, you can always pause it before I move on to the next one, because I know that I write fast. Now, our intercepts are the same as if it was any other type of function. It's just where the parabola crosses the x and y axis. And remember, intercepts are also coordinate points, so they also need to be written as x comma y coordinates. Next is our axis of symmetry, which is also called the line of symmetry. And it is always an equation x equals a number. And it's the x value that goes down the center of your parabola. Basically dividing your parabola in half. Now, directionality, we only have two choices, and it's where the parabola opens. So where parabola opens, this one is up and this one is down. Those are our only choices for directionality. And lastly is this vocab word solutions, which is one of the more important vocab words we ever learn in our high school math career, because solutions come up a lot. So when I ask you for the solutions of a quadratic, I'm specifically asking for their x-intercepts. They're also called zeros and roots. So these four words, solutions, x-intercepts, roots, and zeros, are all referring to the same thing. They're all interchangeable. So now again, if you don't have this written, make sure you pause it to get everything written down, and then you can go ahead and flip to the back. So in this example, it says determine the characteristics of the given parabola. We have our graph, and I need to answer all of these characteristics. So the first thing is directionality. I'm going to look at where the parabola opens, and you can see it's opening up. Then our vertex, I want to identify where it's the exact middle is. So this is our vertex, and that is at the point 0, 0. Remember, our vertex is a coordinate, so you have to write the x comma y. Next is our axis of symmetry or line of symmetry. I think there's two easy ways to do this. You could either draw in your line of symmetry, so right down the middle, and you can see what x value you go through, which is 0. Or this line of symmetry is always going to be the same x value as your vertex. So you can kind of steal your x value from here and then write it as x equals that number. Max and min is just asking you to identify whether your vertex is a maximum or a minimum. And you can see this vertex is at the bottom of our parabola shape, so it's a minimum. And then before I do the intercepts part, I want to talk about the number of solutions, which is the number of times that I touch the x-axis. Because remember, solutions are our x-intercepts. So in this case, I touch that x-axis 1 time, so I have 1 solution. That means I need to write 1 coordinate point for my x-intercept, which is 0, 0. If I had 2 solutions, I should have 2 different coordinate points. If I have no solutions, I can just leave the x-intercepts part blank or write none. And our y-intercept is where we cross the y-axis, which again is at 0, 0. So this one's a little weird because it used the origin a lot, but that's okay. So now I want you to do this next one on your own. So pause the video, try this one on your own, and then unpause it to see the answers. And here are my answers. So you want to check and make sure that your intercepts and your vertex are written as coordinate points. Make sure that the zeros are in the right spot for your x-intercepts and y-intercepts. And then make sure that your axis of symmetry is written as x equals a number. Thanks, everyone.